What's up, horror fam?
You know what time it is.
Let's get into this.
All right, what's up, horror fam?
What's going on, everybody? Horror Chronicles is back at it again.
We're back in the house.
And tonight, we have a special guest with us. She has been on the podcast before, been a while, but she's back for more. So we're going to bring in her, and her name is...
I don't know why she'd come back to this, but, but she did.
We'll take it.
So we'll take it. We'll take it. So let's welcome in Miss Karen Ladd. Karen, how are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm doing great.
Good. It's been a while since we talked to you. How you been?
We moved into our house.
Nice.
Not haunted.
Oh, boo.
Oh,
There's still a chance. And everything's in order, and the house is still standing. No one's exploded yet, so we're doing good.
nice.
Awesome. Yeah, we it's funny because I don't know if you had messaged us before on our old ones, like our old Facebook page got taken down. I mean, we lost all those followers. It was just, it's been
Lost
a
all
mess.
our contacts. It was a bad deal.
Been a mess.
That's not cool.
Yeah, and then
that's
you
what
know,
we said.
it is what it is. We're really pushing now. We're doing some cool stuff. Like we just shot our first reaction video yesterday, and to some paranormal videos and stuff, which is really fun for us. And we're gonna add that too. Hope that'll bring people in. And yeah, so we've been doing good. We're improving on everything, trying to make everything look better, sound better, and now we're getting back to talking to our people.
Yeah.
So that's what matters. So yeah, I know you said you want to talk about some haunted things and some stuff going on down there in Texas. So what's going on down yonder? Or wait, you were in Texas, right?
Yes.
I remember. Yeah. See, I'm not stupid.
Yeah. I'm in coastal Texas. Actually, I have some ones y'all have probably never heard of.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, we like things
This
like
is
that.
awesome.
And we're going to start in Galveston.
All right.
Okay. Have y'all ever heard of the face in Galveston?
No.
Never.
On the UTMB building, right off the Strand, there on the back side of it that faces the ocean, there's a face on the wall.
Okay,
That face,
so
it's a
Go ahead.
face in a concrete wall.
so is it like a legit like face that's molded looking, or is it like painted, or is it like?
It looks almost like if somebody took like gray paint and dusted a stencil.
Ah, okay, got you. Okay, cool. So it's almost like it's made from like the weather, the
Yes.
salts from the sea and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if they've gone in and sandblasted it, and when you sandblast it, it appears on another wall as they're doing it.
No way.
I've seen it. I saw it live.
Okay, JT's looking up
We just pulled a picture up.
some pictures.
Of it. The face of UTMB.
Yep.
Wow, look at that. Let's see. I wonder if I can do some screen share here.
Oh, geez,
Now,
you're gonna
if you
fuck something up.
If you look at the wall,
Yeah, we're looking at it
you
right now.
yeah, if you look at it, you can see where they've previously sandblasted it.
Okay.
Yeah. So as they're doing that, it'll show up on another.
Block.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool. So there's the.
So there's
Yep,
the
there's
face
the
that we're
face.
talking about right here.
Okay.
And when you when they go in and sandblast it, because it's in a corner, it appears on another. See that one to the right? They sandblasted that.
Oh,
It appears on the
okay. I
wall.
see now.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I see what you're talking about.
Dude. That is awesome.
So over here, they've already sandblasted it and moved over to there.
to this one.
And if you look over on that, look on the other one. It looks like
Yeah.
there's.
Yeah, you can
Yes,
still kind of
they've
see the remnant of it.
sandblasted. They sandblasted a total of 6 before they just gave up.
Dude,
Wow.
that is freaking
That's
cool.
awesome. Kind of reminds me
Now-
of Boris Karloff as Frankenstein.
There's a bunch of urban legends
Dude,
behind
it's
it,
big.
but there's no
Thank you.
Oh, it's a whole concrete wall. Very, very cute.
Yeah,
I caught it. I chose to ignore it.
That's awesome.
No, that is awesome. It's even better when it looks better from far away.
Yeah, that's cool.
You definitely see it a lot better from a further distance. That's awesome.
Well, there are urban legends
dig
behind it, but there's no concrete history on it.
Ba-doom-tsh. Here all week, folks.
Yeah.
The concrete history.
Wow.
Nothing set in stone.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. I've never heard of that, but that looks really, really awesome. And you can tell like from where the other power washers were, where they.
Yeah, where they had. Oh, dude, that is cool.
I knew nothing of this until one of my friends who lived in Lamarck, which is like 20 minutes away up on off the island.
Right.
He was like, "Have you ever heard of the face?" And I'm like, "What face? Your face? What?" And he goes, No, get in the car. Let's go. So we went, and used to, you could actually access it. You could walk around the building and actually see it. Well, they later closed that off for reasons I will disclose in a minute. But we walked up, and they were sandblasting one of these stones. And he goes, "Look to your left." And it was appearing as they were sandblasting it.
Oh,
and I was
that's
like,
crazy.
Whoa.
I love this paragraph under here. It says several theories exist about the identity of the masculine face. Some speculate that it could represent a former farmer who
Cantankerously.
Thank you. I was looking at that and was dumbfounded. Cantankerously fought for his land to his death. Another idea suggests that, and I love this name, William A. Bigfoot Wallace's visage is the face.
Yeah.
Who the hell is William A. Bigfoot
Yeah.
Wallace?
That's my porn
I
name.
haven't heard that name before.
This man owned some land on Galveston Island.
Okay.
You said it was
He was a
William
land
A.
baron.
Bigfoot?
William A. Double A.
Double A.
Bigfoot Wallace.
And then in parentheses, it says Bigfoot.
Oh, William Alexander Anderson Bigfoot Wallace was a famous Texas Ranger
Oh, cool.
That's even cooler.
Yeah. Heck
who
yeah.
took part in many of the military conflicts of the Republic of Texas in the United States in the 1840s, including the Mexican-American War.
Wow. I bet Chuck Norris beat his ass. So.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Well, dude, that is really cool. I'm digging it.
In the eyes of the Ranger.
All right, we're going to turn this off now. All right.
Now, there's a bunch of urban legends behind it, and one of them is that obviously there's two families that are very prominent to Galveston. You have the Seeleys and the Moody's. They pretty much owned all of Galveston.
Mm.
Okay.
And if you look at their mansions, one's just bigger than the other. They look exactly the same.
My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
I see your Schwartz is bigger than mine.
That is pretty much what they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were
Me.
I have a kid. One would have a kid, then like 9 months later, the other one would have a kid. It was one of those kind of things. And they were also they liked opposite colleges, which one was A&M, one was UTMB.
Nice.
So
Yeah, and that makes sense.
there's stories behind that A&M was promised that land and they didn't get it. So one of the Moody's face always appears.
Okay. Okay.
So moody.
Don't know how much of that is true. It's mostly urban legend as far as that whole haunting.
Well, you know what? It makes it that much cooler. So we'll go with that story.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's like I said, see how it looks way better from far?
Yeah.
Like it looks
Yeah,
really
kind of
good.
like you.
Yes.
Looks
Yes.
better from
Which is
farther away.
why I don't know why you move these cameras up closer. No, I'm telling you.
It could be worse.
He did it on purpose.
She's probably like, Jesus, Jerry never talks to me like this.
But
that's awesome.
That is
though.
really, really cool. That's so crazy that
I
like it
figured
moves.
y'all would love that one.
Yeah, that is cool as hell.
Yeah, I can't believe I've never heard of that. As much of the stuff we've dug in.
It's one of those that slips through the cracks for some reason. People don't.
Yeah, it's a local
I
lore
guess
type
because,
stuff.
well, I think because of the fact that they shut it off in late 90s where you can't access it anymore at all. Because this is what happened, and this has been documented on the news, is that they were a bunch of people down there watching it and everything as they were sandblasting it, and a lady was sitting in, I don't know if it was a lady or a man, was sitting in their car, and this backs up to like the marina and the bay of
Right.
Galveston. And their car, it was in park, and then suddenly it wasn't in park, and it wasn't in drive, and it wasn't turned on, and went in the water.
I work for Ford,
And
so
they
I know all
drown.
about that kind of shit.
So we're there
Yeah,
daily.
it was
Yeah.
definitely a Ford.
It went in the water, and they drowned.
Oh,
So they locked it down after that.
Well, it probably wasn't the Ford then, because they would have been able to get out of a Ford real easy, probably.
no, because we have door latch problems.
We're gonna call that a
Just like-
recall. We need to recall that. Son of a bitch.
Just saying.
I
Ford recall.
honestly couldn't tell you what. If I find the news article again, the news, they did a whole interview. As soon as I find that again, I'll shoot that over to y'all because I was just kind of like, whoa.
I mean, it may
Okay,
not have been a Ford
not
though,
going
because
down.
I mean, when's the last time you seen a Ford go anywhere on its own? You know.
Hey.
Galveston Island isn't that big. They can push it.
I push mine all the time.
That's funny.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys. We love all our Ford fans too. JT's a Ford fan. I'm just, you know.
I'm really not. I think all cars suck. I've been working in this industry long enough. I know they're all pieces of crap.
Did you see that picture I sent you?
Yes.
That car is beautiful.
Yes.
But that's funny.
But anyway,
You know.
we're not here to talk and blaspheme on Mother Ford here.
Well, you never know. Not if it killed somebody. What if it freaking killed this person?
Well,
Come on now. It's not the ghost. They're blaming it on a ghost, and they should be blaming it on Ford. I'm blaming it on JT.
Well, I
do
mean,
it.
have y'all
But yeah.
ever y'all heard of the Texas City explosion, right?
Yes.
I think-
yes. In fact, it's funny. I just sent.
yeah. You
No,
see-
never mind. Never mind. That was a West Plains deal.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
That's
yes. Yeah. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's what we're thinking of is the West Plains thing.
Okay, Texas City explosion, which blew up half of Texas City. To give you an idea of how bad this explosion was, downtown Houston is almost 40 miles from Texas City. Okay?
Okay.
Imagine, if you will, an anchor of a tanker, of one of the big cargo tankers.
Right. We're looking at some pictures now. Yeah.
Landing in a hotel parking lot in downtown Houston.
Dang.
Wow.
That's how bad this explosion was.
Yeah, we're looking at some of the pictures here. Man.
Every
Crazy.
time they tell me about the anchor thing, I just get this envision of some guy and girl fighting in a hotel parking lot going, I swear nothing happened. The anchor going boom next to him. And he goes, well, no matter what I say, I'm wrong now. Okay.
I'm sorry, God.
Yeah. I see both of them going, I apologize. Whatever we did was wrong.
Don't drop another anchor on me. Okay, yeah, we're looking at some right now. Holy
There
cow.
are rumors.
We dropped anchor and went to audio boom.
Ba-dum-tsh.
There are rumors that where those tankers were, I don't know if they moved it out or if it's still the same area, but there are rumors that you can drive by there randomly and hear and feel the explosion.
Oh.
Wow.
Almost like a residual haunting.
Yeah, like it. Well,
Yeah. So if we're looking at this right, this happened in 1947.
I believe so. Texas City explosion where the two tankers blew up.
I think that's where we're looking at right now.
Yeah, it's called the Texas City explosion. It was strong enough to blow out the April 16th, 1947.
Yep, there it is.
There's the headline.
There are rumors.
350 dead, 1,000 hurt. Texas City burning following blast. Poison gas perils area. Wow.
That's from the Tribune Sun.
The Tribune Sun.
The fertilizer caught fire and blew up. It blew the ship up.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, did you guys hear about the 30 something tons of freaking ammonium nitrate that went missing?
No.
Yes.
I listened to I don't know if you ever listened to a podcast called Drinking Bros. They're in Texas. They're in Austin.
Yes.
Drinking Bros podcast. I love it. Shout out to them. I fucking love that podcast. But anyways, they were talking about it. Yeah. So the nitrate left the military base and was traveling somewhere else, and it's gone.
That sounds like the plot of that FUBAR show I was just watching.
Well, you want to know something that's funny? Speaking of plots of shows, so there's a movie that came out called White Noise. It came out in 2019. Okay.
Oh yeah, with Adam Driver.
And that movie
was based off of.
It was based. No, it was.
Well, it was based off the exact same thing that happened in Ohio,
in the exact same town.
Right.
Some of the people in the movie who were extras. It happened to them. So that train accident in Palestine, East Palestine, that happened in last year, right?
Last year, yeah.
This movie came out in 2019, and it's the exact same premises in the same town and everything.
Yeah.
To happen.
Train derailment
and the same gas.
Wow.
Yeah. And the same. So some of the people who were on the news this last year talking about it were the people in the movie who were extras.
Yeah. Talk about life imitating art.
You ever start feeling like between The Simpsons and random movies that somehow somebody's foretelling the future?
I think that some people know the future and they have to put it out in front of us so that the karma doesn't come back on them. But
I
that's
just want to smack the time traveler.
That's a whole nother subject for a whole nother podcast. I don't want to get. We've already had one of our episodes taken down, so I don't need another one taken.
And that was the one on. Oh, I can't say it.
It starts with an A and ends with Chrome. So.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways,
YouTube said, "Oh no, you guys can't put that on our service."
Yeah.
And they giggled while they were pulling it off.
You know,
it was a great episode.
Sure.
Great episode. Great episode. We still have the audio for that.
It's still on our audio feed though, so
yeah, so you can still find it. Just can't find it on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, that's crazy. It's funny that just that area with that many people dying that quickly, kind of like when I say quickly, like bam, I mean instantly you're dead after what happened to that, So like that's gonna hold a lot of energy, and
well, it's not just that, it's so close to Galveston too that you have the 1900 storm that affects it on top of it.
Yeah, the hurricane.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yep.
Yeah. You got 3,000 people on one island, and then you got 350, and all of them have died tragically.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that land there's probably definitely got a lot of energy. That's
absolutely.
And then you got the energy from the ocean. You got that energy coming through.
Add to creep factor. Right. Just up the road from Texas City is the Killing Fields.
Oh, you know what? I just watched that freaking documentary.
Yeah, it's literally just up the road.
Holy crap! Okay,
I always get it mixed up with the Crying Game.
You would, of course.
But yeah, I just
all
watched that right in that area, all bundled up. I'm surprised more doesn't
all
happen.
Swaddled.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of stuff happens down there. You just don't. It doesn't get pushed out there very much, I'm sure being in Texas, a lot of people too in that area are probably really protective of the info that gets out.
Oh shit! Texas Frightmare was this weekend, wasn't it?
Oh, was it this weekend?
I
can't
honestly
remember.
couldn't tell you.
Oh, I was
Hang
wondering
on.
if you
Texas.
Give me
Fright.
one.
wasn't
Pause
somebody
1
telling
second.
us that
No, go ahead.
they
Do what
had
you gotta
Family
do.
Guy?
Okay,
Keep
hang on.
talking. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. But no, Texas Frightmare. What was?
I think it was this weekend, dude.
We really need to freaking plan on going there sometime, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
The
this
reason why I
weekend.
know that is there was a picture on Facebook earlier today of John Carpenter with Nick Castle.
Oh
and,
yeah, I seen that. Okay. That's what. So that was from Frightmare.
Yeah.
Dude, we have to. We should have went this year. Could have met freaking Carpenter.
Yeah, and James Courtney.
Yeah.
So the first Michael and the last
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
with
Dude.
Carpenter right in between them. It was cool.
See, I would have loved to have met him.
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe he's there next. Hey, poof, we're back again.
Cabrain.
We back again.
Sorry, my computer was about to shut off.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
you're good. You're good.
You don't want
I
that
had
going
plugged
on.
it in and it went. It didn't. The plug's bad.
This is why we like our. This is how we like doing our show off the cuff and
Yeah.
ready to go.
Oh, we're cuffed, all right.
All natural, so to speak.
And they got fuzzy pink. Oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
I don't like
Oh,
fuzzies.
you want a humorous haunting in Galveston?
Oh, yeah, we like funny.
Is it the
I mean, look at us.
funny enough?
How about a haunted Walmart?
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. I think they're all haunted, though.
I will one up you on that, but I'll talk about it off air.
Where
Go
the
ahead. Go ahead.
where the Walmart?
Oh, yeah, 'cause we
sits
can't talk
in
about that yet.
Galveston? Uh-oh.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
Where
go
the
ahead.
Galveston sits in where the Galveston Walmart is over the old orphanage that was taken in the 1900 hurricane.
Oh, I mean that's definitely.
So they say that you'll see little kids in 1900 clothings
Damn kids.
running around Walmart.
Yeah, dude. Like, so are we talking like actual like
Apparitions?
apparitions, or is it
Like
on
Yes.
like,
full body?
camera?
Like apparitions, toys falling off aisles and stuff.
Dang.
And they've caught the toys on camera.
Oh, that's sweet. See, and so, question for you guys, for the panel. Question for the panel.
Question for the
So,
I don't know if you want answers from this panel.
oh, trust me. Yeah, I'm one of the
Could
other
be
people on the
deadly.
panel. Yeah, exactly. We'll be all right.
We think.
This is our show, damn it. We'll do what we want. So we talk about like with people having energies and spirits and things holding energy and whatnot. I'm wondering, so take the case of this. This is an orphanage, right? Full of
Right.
kids. Do you think that like an orphanage full of children would have more energy than in like, let's say a retirement home that got swept away when it was retirement, older people? So basically what I'm asking is, do you think that a child's spirit and light is a lot more stronger than an old person's spirit or light?
I think that
No.
depends on the person.
Yeah, I think honestly with children, they're more likely to cross over than to stay.
Okay.
You
They're
know,
not gonna
I
stick
can
around
I
as
can agree
much.
with that. I can see where you're going with that.
Okay. So, because what I was thinking of is
especially as an orphanage.
right.
You know, they're going to go to the other side to find family.
Right. So what I was thinking of was like, so when we see like instances where an older person dies, they usually hear like, they usually say, "Oh, I can see so and so. I can see this. I can see this person. There's a spirit here."
Right.
You know, and with children, they're usually like, they talk about them being like a lot like a life. Something they can spirits can latch onto to kid over here.
Right.
Spirits want
That is true.
want their light. They want that. They're so strong. Their energy is so strong.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if maybe and you often hear I've heard of a lot more haunted schools, orphanages, and stuff like that than I have retirement homes.
True, because I mean, if you think about it, schools are places where kids make memories.
Super high energy.
Yeah, so you're gonna have, I mean, especially when you have 500-600 kids in a building,
right?
You're gonna have that buildup of energy, and it's gonna stay there. When you get into a retirement home, you've got a 50-50 shot of happiness or sadness,
right?
Depending on the person and the ailment,
right.
And that's what I was wondering. I was just thinking about that, because I was like, I wonder.
I'm gonna be mean when I get older.
What do you mean when you get older? You're old as fuck right now.
I'm cranky already.
But I'll be the one biting people.
There you go.
I'm gonna be the weird guy that's always got his pants off. I was. This is a fucking.
So you're not gonna change much when you get older.
Exactly. I'm gonna be the same guy till I'm dead. But anyways, no. So this is a true story. So I was delivering to this freaking retirement home, right?
I hope this has got something to do with your pants being on.
Yes, my pants were on.
Okay.
My pants were on. Actually, I was probably wearing shorts at this time because it was summertime. But anyways,
he was wearing the Magnum PI shorts.
Oh yeah. But no,
Magnum PI shirt.
So I was delivering to this retirement home, right? This is so fucking funny. I'm delivering to this retirement home.
Were you delivering a 10-inch extra sausage?
Maybe if I was
sorry, a little Steel Panther humor there.
Maybe if I was delivering two of them. But no, so I was delivering to this place, and this is what we were just joking about. Reminds me of it because I was delivering. I got to where the person was. I was talking to the lady that was receptionist, and I was giving her the package and stuff, and all I hear in the background was, "Cheryl, he's got it out again." And the lady starts fucking laughing, and I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "There's this dude in here, and he's always pulling his dick out." This old lady's walking down the hallway with her walker, and she's just like, "Cheryl, he's got it out again."
All this while Ryan's trying to hand her his package.
I'm just like, this is so funny, man. It's just one of those things, dude. When I was working at Shoney's a long time ago, I had to close the night before, and then I had to open the next day. So when we closed, we had the stereo on, playing through. Yeah. So we were cleaning everything, and we had it on a rock station, just an old school rock station. We were playing or whatever. Well, that was Saturday. So Sunday morning, I had to open. So I get there at I didn't have to open. I had to get the early shift. So I got there about 6:30 or so. And I get in there, and all these fucking old people are in there. All these it's full of old people, and all I hear playing on the radio is fucking AC/DC Big Balls. And I look at the manager, and she's like, "What are you laughing about?" I'm like, "Shh." And she got quiet, and then she started listening. She's like, "Oh my God." She ran in the back and freaking changed it.
That's awesome.
Sorry. I know it was a little tangent I went off on, but
I will give you a quick sidetrack. When my grandmother, who was from Georgia, was in a nursing home, there was this one guy that would consistently just moan. Okay? He'd just sit there and moan. And he would get, if somebody walked in, he'd get louder and louder and louder. And it was more like he was in pain than anything else. It was so funny. The nurses would go up to him and check him and everything. And my granny, she rolled past him. She went, "Will you just shut up?" And he went, and just completely silent. So from then on, every time he would start doing it, they would literally go get my grandmother, and they would be like, "Harold's moaning again." And they would she would roll out and go, "Shut up."
She beat him to sleep.
Quiet.
Damn.
She snuck in there one night and beat him while he was laying down.
Well,
I told the nurse, I said, "You see what kind of power she has? And you wonder why we all behave.
You wonder why we got a retirement home." We don't want none of that, Jimmy.
Well, you guys have heard the stories about cats in nursing homes.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. And
yes.
How, the cat will lay on the bed, and then, usually that person will pass away. If I was in a nursing home with a cat, I'd have to fuck with everybody. I'd be carrying this cat to other people's rooms and laying it on their bed and shit and running away.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I would do that too.
I'm horrible.
Hey man, I don't know. I tell you what, but speaking of that, you're right though. Cause like when you walk in,
no,
when you walk into,
you transitioned?
I transitioned, not fully,
You
but
did?
I just got rid of the bottom part.
You're going to get us in trouble. Stop.
Oh my
God. It
God.
happens.
We need to mark that.
They better not get me in trouble. Freaking I'm a trans person here. Come on, guys. But anyways, sorry. Shout out to all of our trans people. It's all jokes, people. It's all good.
Them's jokes.
We love everybody. It's all gravy. But no, but when you walk into a retirement home, something I've delivered to many of different retirement homes in my day. You do get that sense of I don't know what,
exhaustion?
Sadness,
heaviness,
depression, heavy. Yeah, heavy. That's exactly what I'm thinking. You get a real heaviness in there. There's been very few that Yes, there's been very few that I've walked into, and I'm like, oh, this place seems really nice. Like most time it's just, it's very sad.
Well, you know why you're there. You know.
So,
but that's my.
why you're there because you were such a piece
hauntings.
of shit. Your family doesn't want to take care of you anymore.
That's where you're going to be, asshole.
Oh, my grandmother was only in one because she had a severe stroke and couldn't be left alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure. You got to have. That's the thing. You know that you go in there because you have to have 24-hour care.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And sometimes your family just can't do that.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, honestly, that is a hard thing to do for anybody.
I told my wife already, I'm like, look, if I ever get to the point wherever I'm a burden on you guys, I'm like, fucking just take me out back. Fucking put two in the back of that head and tell them I knew some shit about Hillary Clinton. Shit. We got to mark that. They're gonna take that down. 3150. Yeah, go back.
So we're
a few seconds.
speaking about nursing homes. We'll go into Houston, and have y'all heard of the Jeff Davis Hospital?
That name does sound familiar.
I want to say, did they do that on one of the ghost hunting shows?
No.
Okay, so they have. Okay, cool.
That would have been. I think what you're thinking of is the Nazarene Hospital in Mineral Wells.
Yes, I definitely know that one for sure. Okay.
My dad was born there. That's the hospital he was born in.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But okay, cool. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay.
Jeff Davis was opened in 1925 in Houston. Okay. And it was actually built over an 1840 cemetery full of yellow fever victims.
Of what?
Full of yellow fever victims.
Oh, Jesus. So there's a lot of energy there.
Oh, yeah. In Houston, infamous wisdom, when they shut it down because they built St. Joseph, which is a much bigger hospital, they left it abandoned for years. And then they got a bright idea that they'll turn it into artist lofts with the grave still there.
Oh, so they just left everything there. They didn't.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, they did a poltergeist on them.
That happens quite often. It's funny. So my wife works in real estate, and you see some things, and so she checks out some stuff for me and for the podcast and stuff. And we were talking one day about some stuff, and there was a house that was being built, or maybe a couple, a subdivision, just like Poltergeist. And there was an old school. Was this the former Jefferson Davis Hospital building? Was featured in the Hollywood RoboCop 2.
Use that hospital in RoboCop 2.
I was in it.
You're kidding me.
I was an extra in RoboCop 2.
No kidding.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You seen that?
That's awesome. So what's up with the Jefferson Davis Hospital? Here. So are people seeing things there?
From what I've heard, the lofts don't stay rented too long.
See, like what I was getting at is these places get built, and like people start working on their property they buy, right, and they start digging, and they find these freaking human remains. And there's one local cemetery that's close to us. It's like a family plot thing, and whenever some people I know were going to build the road to the freaking to the new subdivision they were going to build, the city was like, "Yeah, if you come across any human remains, just let us know and just put them to the side, and we'll."
Ew.
And it's just like, what?
Look at those plays.
What are we looking at here? Bring it up,
Jeff Davis.
Look at this.
That's so cool looking,
Dude, this place is cool as hell.
When it was when they had shut it down, me and a bunch of my friends, they were like, "Oh, we want to go look at it," and I'm like, "Okay." So we went down there. They went in. I did not.
So are you worried? I know. Last time we talked to you, you were talking about how something followed you home, basically, pretty much. Does that still concern you a lot with that kind of stuff, or?
Not anymore. Not now that I've learned how to keep that from happening 99% of the time.
Right.
But the Jeff Davis is I stepped in the doorway, and when you get that feeling of where the only way I can describe it is like you can't breathe because you're about to sneeze.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Try that intensified by like 6 times.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's in this place, I've never really dug into it to see if it was haunted or not. But the person that lived there was a kid of my age and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, crazy stuff happens here, man." Blah blah blah. And I'm kind of, I think we talked about it before, and you listen to the podcast, so like I'm kind of empathetic. Like I get feelings and stuff. Like it's not like hardcore. I can't see the future or tell what happened, but I get feelings when stuff's around. Like that
inner sense.
I made the joke like I get the Buffy the Vampire cramps. Like when she gets cramps when fucking vampires are around. Like I kind of get that in my stomach.
I totally understand that.
So like we were walking to this kid's house, and he had like a foyer there. And he's like, "All right, let's go inside for a minute and we can take off." So there's like 5 or 6 of us, and they're all outside. I was the last one. And I got to the front door into the foyer, and I was like, got real heavy. And I was like, what the? And then like when you open up the door, I'm like, I'm not going in this house. And that's the first time that's ever really happened to me. But I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
I was probably 15 or 14.
I literally stepped in the doorway and I was doing that because I thought I was going to sneeze, and it wouldn't stop. And as soon as I stepped back from the doorway, I was fine. And I was like, "Y'all have fun. I'm going to sit out here."
Right.
Here you go. I found a little paragraph here. It says, "It may be the stories of strange encounters and mysterious screams, or the presence of eerie figures found in places they don't belong. But Jefferson Davis Hospital has always had its share of creepy stories."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when I was a teenager, we'd drive by it and people would be like, they used to call it Hospital of the Dead.
So was that like a pretty cool spot people would go and like break into, and
I mean, they didn't lock it, so.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So they just leave this freaking.
Welcome to old school Houston.
Right. Because I mean, from the pictures, that's a freaking really awesome place. Like,
it's beautiful architecturally. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm glad they repurposed it. I just hope they cleansed it before they let people in.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. You're having
they probably had a for sale sign out in front that said "not haunted."
Yeah, this is totally not haunted.
That would be hard to do in Houston.
Yeah, you're gonna have
That would be really hard to do in Houston.
Next thing you know, they're gonna have a whole Evil Dead Rise of event happening in this apartment complex.
If the dead of Houston all risen at once, our population would triple.
Oh yeah, man. Well, yeah. I mean, shoot, the land. If you think about it, it's just there's so much history, so many things that happen there. Not including that we don't really know about with the Native Americans. Like there were some brutal massacres.
We had along the coastline at Galveston. There were the Chronicles. I want to say they were cannibals.
Right.
Oh.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not talking about.
That's probably where Chupacabra came from.
I'm not talking about like, what the Europeans did to Native Americans. I'm talking about Native American on Native American crimes.
We had the Chronicles. That's what they call Chronicles. They were cannibals. We had pirates.
Yes.
And we had Civil War battles down here. So
yeah, man. I mean, the land has just seen a lot, and
I didn't even know that Galveston had a Civil War battle.
Yeah. Well, I'm almost sure that there was battles on there was definitely some sort of battles on almost every inch of ground, in the U.S. Maybe aside from like the super high north countries or states, maybe, but
there's too many jokes there. I'm just going to let y'all go. I'm going to be good.
But
no, go for it.
I was just going to say, well, Canadians wouldn't fight.
Yeah.
Oh, boom. Poor Bill.
We're here all week, folks. No, I mean, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's kind of I tell people this all the time because they're like, I'll be talking to people and they're like, "Yo, well, the U.S. is only freaking 300 years old." I'm like, "Yeah, but the land is just so much old. The land has been here forever."
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, we have up here. I mean, we still have a lot of old buildings that are original to the 1800s.
Right.
And there's an old theory that wood and stone absorb the energy of whatever happened there.
See,
and I could believe that.
My school, the high school I was in, I think it was like 1860 something. It was built. The original high school. It's still standing.
Oh wow!
So they built off of it, but the original high school building's still there, and it's still got the big stamp up front, that says when it was built.
Yeah,
it was in the 1800s, like the mid 1800s. But that's what's cool. Like living around here, there's a lot of small towns. Like you're staying down there in Texas, there's a lot of small towns that have a lot of old buildings. And
we have Jefferson, which is one of the oldest towns in Texas, and it's also known as the most haunted town in Texas.
Right. See, and it's cool.
They embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of places like I see, like Alton, Illinois, is the same way. I mean, they embrace the haunt.
Well, to me, it's kind of like
good tourist trap.
It's for tourists and stuff, but also if you've been there forever your whole life, it's your history.
Yeah, know some stories.
It's the history of the place, the history of the land. That's where you're from.
I mean, you got New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans. Yeah. They have a love-hate relationship with hauntings.
Well, and not only that, but man, there's just there's so much that happens.
Exactly, love-hate relationship.
Yeah. Marie LeBeau. No, but speaking of New Orleans, it's just there's so much that place is an energy like fucking portal. It's like
you have the entire Gulf coastline that I am sure that if you go all the way over to Florida, you're going to have a lot of haunting activity. I mean, you're so close to the water. You're so close to where a lot of energy comes in from hurricanes.
Right.
I mean,
There's
a lot
of death.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, especially some people I've talked to down here, we were talking about how the atmosphere almost changes right as a hurricane builds up. It's like, you can be out in the middle of the Gulf and you can feel it.
Oh, 100%. I bet. I mean, with that much power, because that much power, it's taking from your area, but then it's coming back in such a greater force. So I'm sure you're feeling that energy come away from you.
Exactly.
But then you're feeling it come back even freaking more, like just amplified.
I was talking to a friend, and she's very sensitive, and very empathic, and she was saying that when right before about 2 weeks before a hurricane hits shore somewhere on the Gulf Coast, she gets exhausted for that first week, and the closer it comes to her, the more jittery she gets by nature.
Right.
And it's not a physical jittery. She said it's almost like an internal buzzing. Like she can feel that energy coming in.
Wow.
Well, if you think about it, like she may be related to people who have lived on the coastal regions.
That's possible.
And when you're it's in your DNA. Back then, people probably were a lot more fucking keen on what's going on with the weather, what's going on with nature. They
were more in tune with it.
They could tell, hey, this is going to be happening soon. Honestly, that's kind of like with the Farmer's Almanac, where it came from. These people kind of knew what's going. Like they could tell just by what happened.
What was going to go on,
right? So I think.
Have you ever noticed after a storm or during a storm that haunted activity picks up?
Yeah, they get that fucking energy draw. They get that good
exactly. So
can
you imagine trying to ghost hunt in the middle of a hurricane?
Oh, I know. So that'd be a good movie.
That would be like crazy to stay somewhere like the Hotel Galvez as a hurricane's hitting. That's got to be intense.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. I know that. So we went to Gulf Shores and we were like the 14th floor of this building, right? So I don't know if you know much about Gulf Shores, but so dude, it's literally like a freaking narrow ass peninsula that's off the freaking, you're actually off into the water.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there's water, you got water almost surrounding you
surrounded,
completely.
Yeah.
Almost. And so, I mean, you're right on the freaking ocean. So we were sitting there and the fucking weather alarms went off at like 3:00 in the morning. I mean, going nuts. And they're like, everyone's evacuating the building, going like into the, so this apartment thing was like all concrete and shit, So on each side, there's stairways that go all the way down, but they're fully concreted in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can go all the way down them without having to be outside. So everybody's in these stairways, like waiting to see what the hell is going to happen, dude. And I'm just like, the energy was just fucking gnarly. You know what I mean? Because then the weather was blowing in, and you feel the freaking wind coming up off the. It's fucking cool, dude.
I tell you what's crazy. Talking about Texas, so I had a cousin of mine. I've got a couple cousins that live in Austin, and we went down. One of the cousins got married quite a few years ago, and we went down, the whole family went down and stayed in Austin, and she got married in the Driscoll Hotel, which we actually stayed there. Yes. So the Driscoll Hotel is one of the most haunted places in Austin. Welcome to the
Hotel of Texas.
And so what was interesting about that is we were staying there the weekend, and very nice hotel. It's really posh, but it's really haunted. And so one of my other cousins was there, and she's really big into ghosts. So her and I were kind of all over the place looking for stuff, and got some really cool pictures down there. But what was weird is right after their wedding was actually in the hotel, and then they had a reception. And shortly after the reception ended, boom, all the power went out in the hotel. And I tell you what, when you're in the Driscoll Hotel and the power goes out, it's trippy, dude.
It's dark.
It is trippy.
Hell yeah. See,
it was a very cool, I mean, it just had that vibe to it,
Right.
I have honestly never been to the Driscoll.
Yeah, it's a very cool place.
See, I want to go. That's someplace we're going to go eventually, to get down there and stay. And
then, of course, we went down to Congress Street and saw all the bats. That's pretty awesome.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't
we have bats here too?
Isn't that like where they come out of?
The bats. There's this bridge on Congress Street that it was a complete accident, but the way they built this bridge, it's the perfect habitat for bats.
Right.
And so every night at dusk, millions of bats fly out from underneath this bridge. And I had been wanting to see it all my life, and we were down there. And my cousin's like, "Oh, well, it's not that far. Let's go." So the whole family went over there, and it's cool because there's a little park right underneath the bridge, and then like in the water every night at dusk, you get all these boats come up, and they all sit underneath underneath this bridge.
Wait.
And when the bats start flying out, you're like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." And there goes one, there's 20, there's holy crap. And then the sky just turns black.
Yep.
And it's all bats, dude. It's
yeah.
very cool. Very
That's awesome.
cool.
They have one here in Houston too.
Oh, really?
That's fucking
Yeah,
sweet.
it's built. The bridge is built the same way. And when we had the freeze, fortunately, we had people that went out there, and as it started getting colder and colder, they were pulling the bats in and put them in special habitats to keep them safe so they wouldn't freeze to death.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We had over about 70 people out there rescuing these little bats and warming them up.
Yeah. I remember I climbed up on the bridge. Well, I mean, I didn't climb up there, but I walked up on the bridge.
But I seen it.
Because the bridge, it's like four, it's either 4 or 6 lanes. I can't really remember, but I'm standing there on the edge of the bridge, and I pulled out my cell phone and started taking video, and these bats are just gushing out from underneath this bridge. And I stopped taking video after about 12 or 13 minutes, and they were still just gushing out from underneath this bridge, dude. I mean, it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Sorry, all I could think about was
I was under the bridge downtown.
No, whenever you said like I climbed over, well, I didn't climb up it. I was like, yeah, sure, y'all you seen it, but no, I was thinking about that fucking scene in freaking oh crap, why am I drawing a blank? But anyways, it's Adam Sandler and fucking and Chris Farley whenever they're getting on the bus, and he's like, that Veronica Vaughn is one hot piece. he's like yeah, he's like, me and her got it. Oh, he's like, no you didn't. He's like, no I didn't. But I know a guy. He's like, no you don't. He's like, no I didn't.
Well, what I meant was I didn't climb the bridge. I just walked up the sidewalk and got on the bridge.
I know, I'm just fucking with you. But that's just fucking. I love Chris Farley.
I'm surprised you weren't shouting my people," as they were flying away.
Well, it was funny because my wife was down. Like, me and my cousin were up on top of the bridge, and my wife and his wife and I think their daughter were down in the little park area.
Right.
Which is almost, right underneath the bridge. And at one point, I couldn't even see them. There were so many bats flying out. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
Crazy. It was cool. If anybody's ever even close to Austin, I highly recommend going and checking that out.
I want to go
because it happens every night.
I want to go down
every night. And what's cool is they said so this bridge, it spans, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I think it's the St. Mary's River. But these bats fly out from underneath this bridge, and they fly for miles, and they feed on insects. And they were saying that they eat in one night, they eat 3 million pounds of insects.
Dang.
Every night. And Austin, they don't have mosquitoes and stuff like that.
Yeah, no shit.
It's crazy.
The fucking bat's killing everything, man. That's awesome, though. I really would like to see that in person, though. That'd be awesome.
And I think there's more than one. There's more than one bridge because they go toward Lady Bird Lake.
Yes, yeah, that's what. Maybe it's Lady Bird. Maybe that's what it is. Lady Bird Lake. I know the bridge spans water.
Let's see,
and it's the Congress Street
I'm trying to
Bridge.
figure out what the bridge. Yeah, it's actually technically now called the Ann Richards Congress Street Bridge.
Really,
for one of our governors. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
for one of our old governors because she actually passed away. I'm trying to figure out where I know where it is, but I can't remember the name of the water because it goes east over Lady Bird Lake. Because if you go across, you're at Lady Bird Lake. But I know there's water that goes to it, and I can't remember what that water is. Huh? I will have to figure that out later. Unclear. Well, Lady Bird Lake is very, very pretty, by the way.
Right. Yes.
But
Anytime I think about that, like the lakes and stuff, I always think about that episode of Unsolved Mysteries with the woman in the lake, the woman in white that goes up and down the lake.
I think every lake
so
has
it
one
actually,
of those.
Yeah.
it actually shows it as the Colorado River.
That makes sense.
Look at you knowing what you're doing.
Because it's
Well, that
it's
makes
right there.
sense because I have, like, by me is the San Jacinto and the Trinity
Look
River.
at the trail of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool.
But yeah, here's that little park area right here.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
And then we were
Yeah,
up
it's
on top
actually
of the
very,
bridge
very
right
nice.
here. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Anyway, we'll get off the bats.
Look at you going.
Sorry.
all
We'll get the
fucking-
bats off.
Well, hey, bats, horror, they kind of go together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Speaking of that,
And do you know how many of those are not vampires?
I was going to say,
All of them.
you don't know that. You don't know that, sir.
I don't know that.
See, Mr. Science Guy, you don't know. Where's your proof?
Well, actually, technically, he does know that on those.
JT
because
the science
they would have got
weed.
him.
JT's is on the bridge going, take me.
Dude, there was enough of them. They probably could pick you up and take you.
Make me immortal.
Make me immortal. Yeah, speaking of that, did you watch Renfield? You watched Renfield, right? I think, yeah, you told me that. Because you're
I
the one
watched
that told me to watch it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, so here's a question. If you could be anything like mythical, horror related, would it be a zombie, a ghost, a vampire, or a werewolf?
Definitely not a zombie.
Because I get bored.
Yeah, definitely not a zombie.
I'm not into brains. We can all tell that.
Definitely not a zombie. Definitely not a ghost.
It's the whole too easy to kill you. I want it
The
to
only
be a
thing-
challenge.
I mean, you'd have to be a vampire because it depends on what kind of werewolf you're talking about. Is it a werewolf that is like, it's fucking excruciating pain every time you fucking transform?
Oh,
or-
no. If it was you, you'd be the werewolf from Twilight.
Dang.
And then one for you for laughing.
I couldn't think of the guy's name. I just know he looks like
I'm
a
gonna
llama.
act. I'm gonna for the podcast and our friendship's sake. I'm gonna act like you didn't hear it. Like you didn't say that. We're gonna.
I was just laughing because that was cold.
We're gonna rewind.
That's how we roll.
We're gonna rewind, and I'm gonna act like you didn't say that. And
We're going to have to mark that.
yeah, mark that as the end of this fucking podcast.
I would want to be a ghost or a vampire.
I would say probably a vampire, and mainly the reason why is because, like, the only thing that I care about is like my family. So maybe with werewolves too, you could do this because they have a pack, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So
The pack.
I get, you know what? I'll go with werewolf. The pack is strong with the werewolves, and I'm gonna go with that.
Good news is it'd be harder to kill you because getting your hands on pure silver might be hard.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with that.
I think I'd have to go with vampire myself.
Yeah.
Just that whole immortality and being able to, like the shape shifting and the
Being a heartless asshole.
being able to, yeah. I mean, I'm already got that down.
Hey, on the Get Bright Nose, they have sunblock that's like what SPF 150 now, so you might be able to get
Yeah, I
outside.
mean,
Well, and seeing that wouldn't bother me because I don't really care for the sun anyway.
Yeah, and the
So-
whole
No, I'm
smelling
like
like shit
gardening
thing. You got
free.
that down, Pat.
I don't care. I don't care for the sun, but I am the one that's out dancing naked in the moonlight.
See, that'd be a werewolf.
Oh yeah, you got a point there.
See,
Yeah, but see, that would be bad because, I mean, full moon comes and then it messes up everything. Your whole routine's messed up.
you just got to learn to control
I'd be like
it.
one of those 30 Days a Night vampires.
Fuck yeah. My favorite. That's my favorite version of a vampire.
Strigoi.
I don't know. I think I might want to be a ghost just because it'd be fun to scare people.
See, my thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, basing everything off of if it was just me, I didn't have my kids or my wife or anything, it would fucking 100% be a vampire just because you could live forever and see all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, but the question
but to
is,
watch your family die, though.
But that's my point.
But-
If it was just me,
I could see that.
but as a vampire, do blood diseases affect you?
No.
see, that's my whole point. Like, you see a lot of sometimes in vampire movies, you'll see them that like the blood's no good. Like, or that's like
You
with
know,
the,
unless you're George Hamilton and you drink blood from the wino on the street,
Yeah.
and love at first bite.
yeah. But no, I mean, that I would never want to live forever, just because like I could never outlive my children, or see my wife. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, if it was just me,
I think it'd be fun just to be a ghost, just to mess with people.
it would be
Yeah.
definitely
Because
be.
you can do
It
the
would have to
whole-
be for my situation, like actual real life situation. It had to be a ghost because I would be passed away and I'd have to deal with it anyway.
He just wants to be the ghostest with the mostest.
Yeah, but and I love scaring people. But like, if it was just me, I had no family to think about, like none of that fucking 100%
Yeah.
vampire.
Than a vampire.
You
But
know, for sure.
for me,
Hide in the
I think
corner of my
being a ghost
bedroom.
would be fun.
Yeah.
I would fuck if I was a ghost. I'd fuck with JT all the time.
Because you know how ghost hunters always come in on all the shows and they do, you know, if you have anything to say, mine would literally be, you're messing up my private time. Go away.
Yeah.
See, mine would be.
Just so when they play it back, just so when they play it back, they're like, what? Because I would literally kind of do the go away, just to see how long it would take them to actually go away. Of course, if Zach Baggins came in, then I'm just going to scare him to scare him.
Yeah. It's funny. Have you seen that meme where it says ghost hunters walk into a building and they're like, if there's any ghosts here, make a noise or move something. And the minute the ghost does it, they all run off screaming. And then it shows the guy standing there with his hands on his hips. The ghost. Like, where the hell are you going?
I would. If that was me.
I don't understand why they always come in and they're like, do you have anything to say? No, go away.
I think it's more for the residual thing.
This is my private time.
See, for me, 100%, I would definitely be. That's what they would fucking hear from me as ghost. I'd be like, "Fuck!" And they'd be like, this fucking ghost is
They
not
just hear
happy.
me moaning all the time.
I'd be the one to throw things just because of the fact that I couldn't do it in real life.
I'd be like that dude in your grandma's nursing home,
No,
fucking moaning all the time.
what it would be is they'd go up to windows like they say in this building, this ghost, if you breathe on the window, he'll write a message. And every time they breathe on the window, I just draw pictures of dicks.
I would do like upside down happy faces just to confuse them.
They're like, what the hell is this person's problem?
I would do everything upside down just to see how hard they would go to figure it out.
Right?
They'd be like, it's some ancient tribal language, and there'd be one person that would turn it around.
Yeah, they're like, look at this. This is what it really means. That's like there's something. There's a shoot. There's a thing they do. And I can't remember the damn word for it now, but it pisses me off. But anyway, so like they take things and they like this word means this in this language. So this, if you do this with this word and this word goes into this, and that means this word and this other word, it's like you just basically took two words that have fucking nothing to do with each other and just fucking come up with a reason to fucking to put it together. It blows my mind. Blows
Crazy.
my mind. So, but anyways, yeah, that'd be a fun time. Being a ghost, of course, would be from the aspect that we know of what it is to be in the afterlife.
So would you want, if y'all had a chance to experience a residual haunting or an actual haunting, which one would you want?
As far as like us experience it,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely fucking 100% would rather have an actual haunt, a non-residual,
An intelligent haunting.
yeah, an intelligent haunting.
Intelligent haunting?
And that's just because for me, a residual haunting, it makes a lot of sense. Things hold energy. this stuff can happen, anywhere. But with with a intelligent haunting, there's more to that. You don't know what the fuck it is. So it's the whole process of figuring out what you're talking to, what you're seeing. What is actually communicating with you.
Yeah.
That's
If it was me, I'd want to see poltergeist activity.
Right.
Yeah, and the reason why is I'm just fascinated with it. I am absolutely fascinated with the whole premise of poltergeist.
I would clarify the poltergeist activity is not aimed at you.
Right. And also sometimes though, like something we've learned. So our last few episodes we've done with possession and things like that. Something I've learned is that they say that demonic activity, like that's poltergeist activity is a way for, malevolent spirits to try to show you they're powerful.
Right.
And when you show it that it doesn't have any power over you. So I'm not trying to go on a tangent here, but I'm really working on and looking into like the power of the human mind and what you can do.
You can very easily I think a lot of times a lot of people psych themselves out when they go to these quote unquote haunted places.
Well,
and can project
manifest.
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Or sometimes make themselves a target.
Right. And what I'm getting at is like so, and this is in life in general and also in the paranormal world that we're talking about here. Like I'm been really digging deep into what I can do physically for myself. Like I've been working out like a motherfucker for about 6 months now. I've done it for most of my life, but I've really been hitting it hard for 6 months, like, and dedicated and all this stuff. But I'm trying to push my mind and my body, but also like with your mind, as far as paranormal goes,
free your mind.
Yeah. And she will swallow. I mean,
Wow.
But anyways, no. So, let's say I'm very strong-willed. Like I'm empathetic somewhat. So
empathetic or empathic?
Empathic. I put the pathetic and empathic. But
yes, you do.
But so I'm empathic. So to a point, but what I was saying is I also know that I control what happens mentally and physically. So when people ask me, we've talked about this before on our show a few times, but like when people ask me, like, aren't you worried about bringing something home? I am not worried at all about bringing anything home to me. Cause I've been to some places that shit should have been following me. And I'm just like, look, this is mine. You got no power over me. So like with the poltergeist activity and the demonic activity, like demons, or they say like to use that as a show of power. But when you don't when you fight that and you let them know, hey, that doesn't impress me. That's just that's parlor tricks. Like
fear.
Fear, yeah.
Fear.
They're afraid. They're afraid of, that's one of their last resorts they go to right before they're like, oh shit, So like for me, I don't live in it. I've got zero fears of that happening to me. I don't ever worry about anything coming home. I don't bring it.
I don't think anything would want to possess me.
Yeah. What's it?
Okay. That is weird. That is so odd. On my screen, if you look up in the corner on this shelf, you see the blinking light? Do you see it?
Hold on.
I'm not seeing.
Oh. See, we only see part of your screen.
Oh. Do you see shelves?
So let's see.
Oh yeah, we see the shelves.
Yeah,
we see the little things.
Light?
I don't see a light though.
Okay, it went away. Never mind. It went away.
Okay.
Okay.
But
trippy.
Welcome to my weirdness.
When you sat there and you said, I don't know if they want to possess me.
They wouldn't.
So we were talking about drinking bros, right? and they did these cool ass videos. I showed you. Remember, it was like if veterans were in a horror movie.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Lord.
So like this guy, I love drinking, but all veterans and stuff. I fucking love the dudes. Matt Best,
I
all of them.
love
But
veterans.
so they did this video, and it's like they're in this haunted house, right? And it's like if veterans are in a horror movie, and like they're fucking fighting Jason and Krueger and all this shit, whatever. Well, this fucking ghost tries to possess one of them, and it goes inside his body, right? And he's sitting there, he's like, oh, going like this, and then all of a sudden he stops shaking, and then it like fucking comes shooting right back out of his mouth, and he starts fucking laughing. He's like, that's 20 years of MREs, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you
so
remember
fucking
how we
funny.
were talking about Demon's Road?
Yes, yeah.
Do you realize that my daughter has a completely opposite
Story.
remembrance of it? Yeah.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah, completely opposite.
interesting.
She remembers it completely different. I mean, some of it blends in, but she
Right.
remembers it completely different.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of it happens quite often actually with situations like that. You know,
She
Like I
was
said,
8. Yeah,
it depends
around
on
8.
it depends on what your mind state is. You know, you're going to see something different probably. Like especially if it's an entity, it's going to work off of what you know, what your mind is, what your mindset is.
Me and her have talked about going. We've looked it up on Google Maps, and it doesn't look the same. at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
It
honestly,
looks
so
nothing.
I
like
can
what
tell
we
you,
remember.
I can tell you that like that happens a lot. Like working for a company where I travel all over the fucking roads, you'd be surprised how much they change like the highways and the roads. Like it,
Yeah, but
you don't
that
even think
road
about
is
it.
just a dirt road.
Right? No, even dirt roads. Like I've been on a million dirt roads, and they change throughout the years. It's weird. Like they eventually just start changing them, and next thing you know, I'm like, I don't even fucking remember driving this area. What is this? And you're like, I'm on the same damn road, and sure.
And it's crazy because me and her were talking about it, and she's like, Mom, I don't remember that. I remember something totally different.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was
man.
like, Are you for real? And she's like, the abandoned house isn't there anymore. I'm like, well, I kind of figured they would have torn that down.
Right.
She goes, but the road doesn't look the same when you drive it on Google Maps. And I'm like, we're really gonna have to go.
Hell yeah, awesome.
We're
Yeah,
really gonna
so
have to go.
yeah.
We're talking about going during the daytime
yeah,
first and getting a feel for it again. You know, kind
Right.
of do the hi, we're back.
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, you know, it's something that we want to get to too. We want to start traveling and doing some stuff. We're working on all that now. Working on the whole funding and doing different things to get ours to where we can get to where we need to go.
Y'all
So
should
it's-
come do Old Town Spring.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we are
The
definitely
whole
got.
town is haunted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we want to get down that way and check out some
A
stuff.
lot of stuff, you know.
Well, see,
So
Old Town Spring, they took, besides the Winchie Brothers, the jail, and the old house, the old White House, all the other buildings are old buildings that they bought and put on that land.
right. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, mind you, they just opened Winchie Brothers back up. That thing is burnt down 5 times in the same
Wow.
spot. In the same spot. It has the main building, and then they did an addition to it.
Right.
And the addition's what's always caught fire, where there's
Yeah.
no electricity.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You like we talked about. When you move things, the buildings are what's holding it. It's just the energy that these things are holding that's going to go somewhere on.
Oh,
that
yeah.
property.
And the Winchie Brothers Cafe. Now, here's the crazy thing. A lot of people don't realize that the cemetery is about 9 miles away from where, because Winchie Brothers used to own like almost 500 acres of land in that area,
Right.
including the town. And it was right up on the railroad, and they used it as a hotel and a place to eat. And their home was on the other side of the railroad tracks, but they owned all this acreage. Their family plot, their old home still stands, and their family plot is up by the freeway.
Wow.
As in, they built the freeway and the feeder road on either side of it.
Oh yeah.
We've got one of those.
If you
We've got one similar to that, not too far from us, up in Sullivan.
Yep.
Now, here
I-44
we
runs
had
right.
in the 20s, they had the Lover's Lane murders.
Mm.
And it was is one of the Winchie brothers' nieces, I believe, or great nieces, that was the victim of the Lover's Lane murder. She's buried in there too.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta love history.
I'm like, whoa. Well, see,
yeah.
I had listened to a different podcast that was talking about Texas crimes, and they were talking about the Lover Lane murders, and I think it was in the 20s or 30s.
Okay.
And I did the whole, they were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, and they're buried in the Winchie Brothers Cemetery off of I-45. And I went, whoa, how did this connect? And then they got into how she was one of the nieces. And I was like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
You have the famous Winchie brothers that pass away, and their cemetery, they're so important, they built the highway and the feeder road around them.
Right.
And then the niece is famous for being a victim of a Lover's Lane murder.
Yeah.
That's never been caught, by the way.
Yeah, it's
They never caught her.
Oh, so it's a cold case.
Yeah, it's a cold case. They never caught them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's really cool once you start learning your history of your area. Yeah. That's kind of like we're working on stuff, that we can do locally, so we can start there and travel around.
Yeah.
Local wise, and there's some cool stuff you find out. And it's
tell
really cool.
you that one of the best tools for finding history of your area is old archive newspapers.
Oh yeah,
and the genealogy library.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, genealogy library. You can also get all the old newspapers on microfiche.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
We're gonna look into that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I pretty much I get online and I start digging through all a whole bunch of archive stuff, and I'll go to newspapers and different stuff like that, just trying to get as much information as I can about something.
Yeah, and a lot of the old newspapers haven't been digitized. They're all still on old the where you have a little thing you spin it. Yep. They still have a lot of them on that. They have not digitized them. It's very hard to do.
Yeah,
and you can find. I mean, you'd be amazed at some of the fun stuff you find.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, you can find crazy obituaries. You can find. Used to, you had to announce all, like if you were getting divorced or anything, you had to announce it in the newspaper.
Right. I've heard about that.
Yeah, well, you can actually do that if you have an estranged spouse or whatever.
Right.
You can put an ad in the paper and they've got like 7 days to respond to it. And if they don't respond to it, then the divorce goes through.
That's hilarious.
But some of these back in the 40s and the 50s were literally, you had to announce that they were getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Me and so-and-so are getting a divorce. Blah. Right. And guarantee you 50% of those, if you looked at them, there's a case that came right after that.
Yeah. Right.
I bet.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Well, it's been awesome.
I don't know about you, but somebody announces stuff in a newspaper, I'm going to be a little upset.
Right. But back then, it's not what's the word I'm looking for? The culture was a lot different back then.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was
absolutely.
But yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Now we're.
Do you want to see my little possessed doll?
Absolutely.
Doll? It's not a blow up doll, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that thing is pretty creepy.
Yeah, that's fucking creepy as shit.
It's from the 1800s.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Is it porcelain, I guess?
Yes, it's.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Yeah, you look at
it. It belonged to my great-great-grandmother.
Wow, that's
Christ.
cool.
My other half made me put it on the shelf. He says it's possessed.
It's creeping him out.
Awesome.
I remember when I was a kid, my sister had a bunch of dolls, and I hated going in her room because they all creeped me out.
Mine's a cross between supernatural, pagan stuff, and Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
I know
You're a Trekkie, not a Star Wars fan, huh?
I'm a Star Wars too.
All right.
You guys gonna
No,
fight it
very
out
much
here.
both. Very much both.
Awesome. Well, this has been awesome. This is good talking to you again.
Absolutely.
It's good talking to you too.
Yeah,
I have offline. I need to get with y'all because I have an experiment I want to try.
Yeah,
Well,
cool.
And whenever we stop this, don't go anywhere.
Yeah, so we'll do our little outro here, and then you stay on the line.
But Karen, thank you so much for coming on and telling us some stories. Very cool stuff.
Via Texas.
Very cool.
Via Texas, yeah.
You're welcome.
We love hearing the stories, and everybody. It's really easy to do. If you guys come on a show, hit us up. And Karen's been on here twice. I think only twice, right?
Yeah, twice.
Twice.
She's done us twice.
So we've had a few people on here that have been on here multiple times, but it's easy to do and it's fun time, and we like talking to you guys and hearing your local stuff. So
just like Karen did. Just send us a message. We'll make it happen.
Yep, very easy, guys. So Horror Fam, we love you very much. Thank you for your support as always. We got some awesome stuff coming down the pipe.
Yes.
Don't forget to go like, share, and subscribe all of our stuff. Go to YouTube, all that good jazz, guys. But more importantly, as always, like the hat says, keep it creepy.